Hi students, welcome to the online class. Today we are going to see about class 7 science chapter 13. The name of the lesson is motion and time. The word motion is familiar for us because in the previous class, in the class 6 also, we have studied about the motion in the name of motion and measurement distances. So let's recall what is meant by motion. If an object keep on changing its position with time, it is said to be moving or in motion. Motion can be different types like linear motion, circular motion and curvilinear motion. Let us see detail about each motion. Linear or straight motion in which the object travels in a straight line, and circular motion means it moves in a circular path, and curvilinear denotes that it moves in a curved line. Here are some examples for various motion. And there are also two more types, that is slow and fast motion. We need to know about slow and fast motion because we are going to know a new term that is called speed. If one object covers a particular distance in less time and another object covers the same distance in more time, then the first object is said to be moving faster while the second object is said to moving slowly. So the word fast related to another term, that is speed, the speed of an object. The distance travelled by an object in unit time is called its speed. The distance travelled by an object in unit time is called speed. The types of speed: when the object travels a fixed distance same time gap, it is said to have a uniform speed. Next, non-uniform speed: when an object covers different distances in different time gaps, it is said to have a non-uniform speed. Then average speed: the total distance travelled by an object divided by the total time taken by the object is called its average speed. See, these are the types of speed. You may take a screenshot of this one. We may ask, we can use this for short answers. And here is an important formula: average speed equal to total distance by time. So simply speed equal to distance divided by time. By using this formula, we are able to calculate the speed and as well as the distance and as well as the time. So this slide and this formulas are so important. You may take a screenshot because in the upper classes and even in this class, in this lesson also, we may ask some problems related to the speed. To solve those problems, we have to know the formula. So take a screenshot ma. Next, measuring time. There are many events in nature that repeat after time interval. For example, morning, the rising of the sun; day and night, the time between the sunrise and sunset; and month, the time between two new moons; and year, the time the earth takes to complete its own revolution around the sun. So these are denotes that in nature we have a certain time gaps. From this we are able to measure what is the time, because our earlier people and our ancient people has observed the nature, and from that they have invented various scientific things. Time measuring devices or clocks use the concept of periodic motion to measure time. It means that it uses motion that repeats itself in equal amounts of time. This is known as periodical motion. You may see this motion in the swing. The time taken to reach one extreme to another extreme, it takes the same time gap. This is known as periodic motion. There are different types of time measuring devices like sundial. It uses the position of the sun to depict time. Next, sand clock. This may be familiar for us. It uses sand to measure time. Next, water clock. It uses water to measure time. Pendulum clock. It uses a pendulum to measure the time, and even this pendulum is the work under the work as a motion as a periodic motion. By this the clock works. Quartz clock. They have an electric circuit that works with the help of cells. they provide accurate time. This kind of quartz clock only we are using in our home nowadays. You may observe the clock in your home. At center they have mentioned as quartz. Even your wristwatch, if you are using a dialed watch, means we can see that in between they have mentioned it as a quartz. It means the clock works with the help of an electric circuit. The electric circuit works only when we insert the battery. This provides an accurate time. So units, what kind of units that we have to use? The basic units are seconds, minutes, hours. The basic unit is second. Then it extends for quite a more. We mentioned in a minute, and when it extends for a long period, we can say it as a hours. And we can extend it like days, week, month, year, millennium. So we can keep on extend. But the basic unit of time is second. By the same way, the basic unit of speed, that is meter per second. This is the basic unit. To measure a more than 1 or 2 meter, you can use this kind of unit, meter per second. When the distance increases, the unit also be vary. It also vary as meter per minute and kilometer per hour. So when we measure the distance in our lab, we mention the unit as meter per second. When we measure the distance between two cities or two villages, we cannot mention in the meter. Instead of it, we can use in kilometer. So when the distance increase, the speed also vary, then the unit also be vary. Yes, here is a formula to convert into one unit to another unit, from meter to second, from meter per second to kilometer per hour, by the same way from kilometer to meter per second. Simply, whatever the unit they have given, we have to convert into meter per second. If they are given the kilometer, we have to multiply with 1000, and the hours need to be converted into seconds. Here, the periodic motion of a simple pendulum. The simple pendulum is such an important one because you may have some experiments on your upper classes. So take a screenshot of this one also, ma. A simple pendulum contains a bob. It is a metallic ball or a stone which is suspended from a rigid stand with the help of a thread. Oscillatory motion. The to and fro motion of the pendulum is called as oscillatory motion. The bob of the pendulum does move from the center of the pendulum to its extreme position on the other side. When the bob moves from its center to its extreme ends, it is said to complete one oscillation. And the time period, the time taken by the pendulum bob to complete one oscillation is called its time period. Take a screenshot on ma. This slide and this descriptions are more important because you may have some problems related to this. In this lesson, you may have problems related to the calculating speed, distance, time, and as well as calculating the time period of the pendulum. The descriptions and formulas are more important. Next, distance time graph. A graph which represents the distance travelled by an object with respect to time is called distance time graph. Making a distance time graph, first we need a graph sheet. Mark the x-axis and y-axis and divide them into equal quantities. Choose one scale to represent the distance. Example, x-axis to represent distance where 1 kilometer equal to 1 centimeter, and other to represent the time. For example, y-axis to represent the time for 1 minute equal to 1 centimeter. So it is not a compulsion that we have to follow the same unit. Suppose if we are calculating only in the meters per second, means instead of measuring the kilometer, we can mention it as a meter, and instead of using hour, we can mention it as a minute. So the units and denotes are for our convenient only. Mark the values of time and distance in the graph. Mark the set of values of time taken and the distance covered in the time by the object in the graph. The shapes of the distance time graph can be the following. If we get a straight line, means then it denotes as the object move in a uniform speed, fast and steady speed. And if the line is getting curved one means the object is moved slowly, it's getting faster. And if it is we get in an uneven line means the objects move in a non-uniform speed. So from the line we are able to calculate what kind of speed or what kind of motion that an object has. To find the speed of the distance time graph, speed equal to distance divided by time. What will be distance? Final position of the object minus initial position of the object, and time taken by the object. Also, the speed of the distance time graph can be calculated by the slope of the graph. The steeper slope of the graph, that is more, is the speed of the object. For example, in the graph given below, object A has a steeper slope. See in the previous picture. This means object A is moving at higher speed than object B. And here are some instruments that used to measure the speed and distance. Speedometer. It is a device which is used in vehicles such as cars and trucks, which measure the speed in km per hour. We can see this in a bikes also. And odometer. In the center of the speedometer, we can see some numbers like 32541 or 16735. Like that we can see some numbers, that is the odometer. It is a device which measures the distance travelled by a vehicle in meters or kilometers. What we have learned in this lesson? Initially we have recalled what is meant by motion and then its type, and we have seen about the speed and its type: uniform speed, non-uniform speed and average speed. And then how to calculate it, we have seen some formulas. And time, what is meant by time, and we have seen some types of clock also. And the simple pendulum, from the simple pendulum how to measure what is meant by oscillation, how to measure time period also we have seen. And distance time graph, how to make a distance time graph, and from the graph how to find the distance and time also we have seen. And last we have seen the instruments or the devices that used to find speed and distance. Thank you all. We'll meet you in the next class.